The reason why Charley, Uma Thurman, leaves Leon Prater, Peter Dinklage, in Dexter, Resurrection Season 1, Episode 10, and Justice for All, which aired on September 5, 2025, is the main topic of this in-depth review and episode synopsis. In addition to discussing critical and fan reactions to Charley's journey, this response delves into the reasons behind her leaving, its narrative relevance, and how it fits into the episode's larger events. Summary of the episode, and Justice for All, is the 10th episode of Season 1 of Dexter, Resurrection. Dexter Morgan, Michael C. Hall, finds himself stranded in Leon Prater's underground vault, a temple to serial killers that houses the body of Angel Batista, David Zayas, whom Prater killed in Episode 9, in the suspenseful Dexter, Resurrection Season 1 finale. While hosting an NYPD banquet downstairs, Prater, a billionaire who is obsessed with serial killer memorabilia, intends to let Dexter die. Haunted by visions of Harry, played by James Remar, and Brian Moser, Christian Camargo, Dexter finds a dossier on Cooper Morris within the vault and uses his inmate number as the code. Dexter calls his son Harrison, Jack Alcott, on Batista's phone, who enters the code to liberate him after sneaking into the event as a caterer. Among the damaging documents Dexter retrieves from the vault is one that implicates Don Frampton in the season-long mystery of the New York Ripper. A tense standoff occurs as Prater takes Harrison prisoner at gunpoint as he tries to flee. Dexter diverts Prater's attention, enabling Harrison to sedate him with a sedative syringe that Dexter had earlier administered. After that, Dexter frames Prater for Batista's murder by killing him in a plastic-wrapped kill room inside the vault and leaves the body and documents for the police to discover. In order to ensure that detectives Claudette Wallace, Katia Saroff, and Melvin Oliva, Dominic Famusa, find the scene and conclude the NYPD's investigation, he sets off the vault's alarm. Prater's director of security, Charley, Uma Thurman, is horrified by Batista's death and finds a file he had on her that exposes his manipulation by paying for her mother's medical treatment. She breaks off her relationship with Prater and departs New York with her mother. After making his getaway aboard Prater's yacht, Dexter disposes of his body in the East River and saves a list of the vault's murderers, including Al, for use in future hunts. Season 2 begins as Dexter embraces his dark passenger, in a monologue that breaks the fourth wall. An in-depth analysis of Charley's reasons for leaving Prater in Dexter, Resurrection Season 1, Episode 10, Charley's choice to leave Leon Prater is a crucial turning point that emphasizes both her character journey and the episode's themes of moral reckoning, autonomy, and treachery. The main explanations for her departure are listed below, along with an analysis of the episode's events and their emotional and narrative resonance. Moral disgust at Prater's Batista murder. The episode's background. As Prater's head of security, Charley has been involved in protecting his hidden vault, which contains mementos from serial killers. However, as Angel Batista is a respected and innocent former police officer, Prater's murder of him in Episode 9 represents a significant escalation. Charley's obvious displeasure with Prater's activities during the event in Episode 10 is shown in her stiff body language and distracted demeanor. Why it matters. Charley, who is devoted to Prater but is not a murderer herself, feels that Batista's death goes too far. Protecting his secrets has been her responsibility, but killing an innocent person disproves whatever excuse she may have had for her involvement. Her decision to leave is sparked by her moral repulsion since she can no longer justify working for a murderer. Examine the notes. Charley's internal conflict is conveyed by Uma Thurman's delicate performance, which steals the show during the gala with her tiny looks and hesitations. While some critics, like those at Collider, commended Thurman for making Charley's moral turmoil palpable, others believe that a more thorough examination of her response to Batista's passing would have increased the effect. 2. The episode's betrayal from Prater's file on her context. When Charley finds a file in Prater's vault that he stored on her, it becomes clear that he has been controlling her by paying for her mother's medical treatment in order to keep her faithful. Prater's grip over her life is revealed in this file, which is suggested to be discovered during or after the gala and turns her into a pawn in his compulsive world of serial killers. Why it is important. Charley's faith in Prater is destroyed by the file's disclosure, which constitutes a personal betrayal. Given that her mother's reliance on his financial support somewhat forced her to remain loyal, it pushes her to face the depth of his deception. This realization gives Charley the strength to rebel, putting her independence and mother's welfare ahead of her position as Prater's enforcer. Review notes: although it isn't seen on screen, the file's discovery is an important plot piece that both critics and fans wish had received greater attention. Charley's recognition of Prater's treachery is a strong motivator, but its off-screen nature feels like a missed opportunity, according to the Wrap. Theories of Charley's possible Season 2 comeback were fueled by Reddit users' conjectures that the file might hold deeper secrets. 3. The need for safety and independence. Episode context. Prater's unpredictable actions intensify in Episode 10 when he kidnaps Harrison and jeopardizes disclosing his wrongdoing at the gala. Charley realizes that remaining with Prater is becoming more risky as Batista's murder attracts NYPD attention and Dexter's escape threatens to topple his empire. She and her mother depart New York after finding the file, opting to get away from Prater's sphere of influence and the turmoil surrounding his demise. Why it matters: as the police approach, they later discover the vault containing Batista's body and Prater's paperwork. Charley's flight is a practical step to shield herself and her mother from the consequences of Prater's conduct. By leaving, she is able to regain her autonomy and stay clear of being connected to Prater's offenses, which include murder and keeping secrets from serial killers. Examine the notes. Charley's departure was praised by critics for its narrative logic, with Screen Rant describing it as a natural culmination of her growing disillusionment. However, her sudden exit, which took place off-screen following the gala, drew criticism for being hurried, with Reddit users hoping for a scene that featured her heartfelt parting or her confrontation with Prater. Guilt and rejection of complicity. Context. In the episode, as Prater's activities become more terrible, Charley's complicity in concealing his vault, as her position as his head of security, weighs heavily on her. Her guilt is increased by Batista's passing and the disclosure of the file, which leads her to deny her place in Prater's universe. As she looks for a new beginning free from his transgressions, her choice to depart with her mother represents a break from this complicity. Why it matters: Charley's decision to leave shows that she wants to make amends for her role and recast herself independently of Prater. Both individuals struggle with the moral ramifications of their decisions, which is similar to Dexter's own encounter with his dark passenger in the episode.